Okay, today's video is going to be about the number one problem that eCollar users face. That problem being contact issues. What is a contact issue? First of all, a contact issue is when you have very inconsistent stimulation with your dog. In other words, 1 minute your dog doesn't feel it, you go up 1 or 2 numbers, next thing you know, he's jumping out of his skin. This is due to the probes not making contact with the skin, and then they suddenly do, and now it's too much for your dog. This most often occurs with very thick-coated or dogs that have very long hair, where the fur gets matted up or gets in the way of the contact or the probe. Anyways, this video is going to give a number of solutions to this problem, and hopefully one will fit you, but I ask that you stay tuned right to the end, because the very best solution, I believe, is the last one, which is a combination of some of the other solutions, if that makes sense. Okay, so the number one thing you could do is simply shave a bare patch, with some shears or some clippers. That might not be a good solution for a lot of people because the dog will look like they just had surgery. This also needs to be maintained and on a regular basis, depending on how quickly your dog's coat grows. Might not be ideal for everybody. Okay, the next solution is to simply make the collar tighter. Now, this isn't a solution that I particularly like in a lot of cases, because as a rule of thumb, you're supposed to have the collar on so tight already where you can only get 2 fingers underneath. And even that, for the thick-coated dog, isn't going to be enough. Let's remember that we have these eCollars to give our dogs better lives, where they get to run around free and enjoy themselves. So, they're not really going to be enjoying themselves that much if they can't breathe, which brings me on to the next solution, the Bungee Solution. Okay, so the Bungee Solution involves using a collar that has some bungee cord as part of its design to allow the collar to stretch when the dog's neck expands and then contract when the dog's neck decreases in size, via blood supply, his breathing, etc., or him turning his head. Anyways, that really helps us get a greater amount of consistency. Okay, now we're going to move on to something that makes a really big difference, and that is the contact points. Now, the contact points that come on both the eCollar Technologies and Dogtra, the default ones that come with it, can only be described as cheap and nasty. So you're really going to want to replace those with a quality contact point, regardless of the length of hair or thickness of coat that your dog has. Now, so I'm saying even with a short-coated dog, you're going to want to replace those contact points. But in the case of a long-haired dog, it's going to make all the difference in the world. The long contact points are going to be able to sort of squirm the way down through the fur and actually make contact with the skin, and that is huge. Okay, a conversation about the contacts or probes wouldn't be complete without discussing the comfort wings. I see a lot of people online recommending them. I personally own a couple sets of them. I'm not a huge fan, to be honest, right? Because they're close to $35. And if you have a really thick-coated dog, I'm not really sure that this is going to get through that coat any better than, the long probe-type contacts. So, yeah, you certainly can go with them, but in isolation of the secret sauce solution, I much prefer to go with that over the contact wings. So let me finally get to the secret sauce solution. The secret sauce solution is you use a second receiver, or the term that's often used in the industry is called double bricking. I absolutely love double bricking. So you have 2 receivers, they're both paired to one remote. When you hit the button on the remote, it's going to stimulate on both the receivers. So the assumption would be that I'm doing this for more power. to stop a tough dog. And it certainly can be used for that. But the number one reason that I absolutely love double bricking is we're able to loosen up that collar now. And, this is from my own personal experience. I've noted that dogs, they still feel at a very low level, even though now the collar's nice and loose. So no longer is your dog fighting for air because they're being choked out by the collar because you need it so tight to make contact. And, it works at a low level. I've seen dogs where they weren't feeling it at almost close to 30. I go double brick and we're dropping the numbers down somewhere around 7 or 8 out of 100 in the exact same situation. So in addition to comfort, there's a couple other reasons I love double bricking. Second one is the redundancy. If one of the receivers were to fail for any reason and your dog was running for the road, now you don't have anything. So by double bricking, you have a safety net. The odds are that they're both not going to fail at the exact same time. Whether it's battery or some other type of electronic failure, they're probably not going to fail at the same time. So by not having the contact issues, you're now not going to overstimulate your dog if he's new to eCollar training, which means you're not going to be shutting him down. If people see you constantly having oopsies where you're overstimulating your dog and he's yelping or something like this, it damages the view that the general public has of eCollars. Double brick is really the best way to go. Now, the secret sauce solution includes double brick, long stainless steel or titanium probes, and then the bungee cord. Now, the bungee portion of it, that's really not needed in a lot of cases. What I found, the dog still feels it really well without going too tight. So let's get into the economics of all this. Through me and extra eCollar Technologies, brick is going to be somewhere around $100, okay, plus tax. And then if you did go with a bungee collar, that's $30, and then you need titanium probes for both, which you're going to be $10 to $15. So let's just say $30 in probes. So you're up to about $160 in tax. Now, if you wanted to cut your costs somewhere, like I said, you could eliminate the bungee and that would bring you back down to 130. When you think of the extra safety that you're getting by going double brick, when you think of the how your dog's going to be a lot more comfortable, when you think of you will probably reduce the amount of money you'll have to spend with a trainer because you'll be getting a more consistent result. I don't think anybody can argue the value of double brick. I understand some people are on a budget, maybe they can't afford it, but if you have the money to do it, I highly recommend it. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in the next one. If you run into a contact issue and you're really stuck, again, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help you out. I've helped lots of people. I offer that advice for free. And again, I can sell you a product that's going to be cheaper than buying it on Amazon. So yeah, reach out to me. And again, I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks. Have a great day.